The latest. Old age pensions. Maoris as well.
£26 a year.
A fine way to encourage thrift.
We've got to bring them up to our level. Good, solid education. And they're willing to learn.
Why, it's
They
the
cause
Waikato land you want. Twice as much to the acre. I've checked the figures.
Fine productive
And that is a
land
bit
just
farm
lying
crop.
idle.
There's none of this.
They'll have to be forced to sell.
Give them too much money and they'll drink themselves to
Look,
death.
you haven't given this enough thought, my dear. You belong here. What are those people going to do for you?
They are my people.
They are poor, my dear. No ambition. No class.
Kiri, I know how you feel, but you and Roy have been together for over a year now. We've become very fond of you.
Thank you.
To Puea Herangi, born into the Kahui Ariki line of Waikato nobility. Her grandfather was King Tawhia, and it is said that she possessed extraordinary powers of tapu and mana. However, in 1910, she was living with a Pākehā, Roy Seckham, shunning the responsibilities of her heritage.
That dress looks as if it cost a fortune. Oh, it's no use pretending. After all, they are different.
1 million acres of prime Waikato land had already been seized by the government of the European settler. And to the Maori, land meant everything, body and soul. The need for unity among the increasingly landless had culminated in the crowning of the first Maori king at Ngaruawahia in 1858. King Mahuta was the third person to hold this office. He was Te Puea's uncle.
Ka ti te moumou ia koe moe nā Pākehā. Ki te tohe koe, ka mate au.
Ka roha rā nei.
Ki te kore koe hoki mai, me pewhea te kiingitanga.
Me pewhea hoki au. He wahini kia hau. Ara au i te kiingi.
He wahine koe mā te Pākehā. Me pewhea koe ware ai ko wai koe. He uri nei hoki tāua no tāwhiao. Ka kore te kiingitanga, ka ngaroa mahuta.
Ka ti te kauhau.
He mana rā taku kupu. Pai ake taku mate atu.
E huta! Hāti!
You bloody idiot, you'll get yourself killed.
E kore taea, e hau anake. Ai.
E pai ana. Ko hoki atu au. Ka nui taku arawa ki aku.
So Te Puea returned to Mangatawhiri, where she found her people poor and dispirited. Gathering the elders together, she recorded the tribal histories and genealogies. The knowledge must not be forgotten.
Ko tāwhia. Pai marit. Hei ho atu oro ngā man, te atu o ngā atu. Kia tau mai tau ata whai ki runga ki tō mātou king.
With Te Puea's support, Dr. Maui Pomori of Taranaki was elected to Parliament. He promised to fight for the return of Waikato confiscated lands.
E te atua kia mau te rongo ki Wanganui a mātou te iwi Māori, te iwi Pākehā.
King Mahuta was suffering ill health, and his mantle would pass to Tarata, who was also sick. The land problems, the health of Mahuta, the poverty of the people, and the future of the kingitanga became the inheritance of Te Puea.
I ki rā hoki a tāwhiao, i te wā o tau hāmāriatanga, ka puta heuri wahine no taku pito. Hei arahi ki te ao mārama.
E huta. Ka nui tō ngamati. Me kai rongo o koe, kia pai te tiaki e a koe.
Kua tuwhera te rangi ki au i nā ia nei. Kua tata taku haere.
No. Ka. Tō wati. Taku aroha.
Nā ura i nā ia nei. E mihi ana ki a koe, tino pai o mahi, he kawenga nui kei mua i tō aroaro mō te iwi.
Me te kingitanga?
Ae rā, me te kīngitanga. E kore roa ko te rata te kīngi. Mana kitia, kei a koe te mana mō te iwi.
Me tuliki atu ki tangata au taka ahura tangata tai me tuliki atu ki tangata. Pērā hoki atu kore pinui te kore pero toe awa te wāhi awa whakamoa.
E ahi, pai ana.
Ko
tata te wā.
Te
Mahut.
Ko tu korongo ko tamai te a kaura ka tamai uhi atu ka atu tamaki apu tai wā te tā whanga.
Mehe me rā.
E puta ngāri
Kakahia.
korongo ki te atu tau i.
Ko hau tana kaha.
The next day, news arrived that Mahuta had died. The ailing Tarata became king, and Puea was his strength. Her determination to regain the land and pride of her people never faltered, but her vision and her authority were to be severely tested by events of 1914.
And I say, they shall not take our young men away to fight in their war. They tell us to fight for king and country. Yeah, well, that's all right. We've got a king. But we haven't got a country anymore. The Pākehās took that from us. So I say to them, give us back our land. Then perhaps we'll think about it again.
Te Puea insisted that it was against tribal law for Waikato men to enlist. The government's solution, conscription. The men were called, but would not go. Te Puea's authority held.
Oh! Kauehe wehe. Te mate tātou, me mate katoa.
Aue, tau kiri e.
Ke wareware ki ngā kupu a tāwhiau. Whakarongo. Whakarongo te rangi e tū nei. Te papa e takoto nei. Ngā iwi e hui hui nei. Ko te patua te tangata, i te tangata, me mut. Ko te patua te tangata, i te whenua, me mut. Ka hunai au taku patu. Ki te whenua waikura atu. E kore ara mai anō. Ko aura ako kohuru. Whakahoke atu ki te wāhi. Ki tō iwi whakawai.
Ui, kei tā haere mai.
Right, form up in threes. Look smart about it. By the left, quick, march. Left, 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 left,
We have come here today to apprehend the men whose names appear on the papers as having been balloted. We look to you, Te Puea, to help us identify the men whose names I read from the list. Although I would like it better if the men themselves would come forward as I read out their names. Tame Tahi.
Kāti. One moment. Kia ora, Waterman. Greetings to you. And your men. We courteously say, you are here, And we courteously say, welcome to our land, embraced by the spirit of our ancestors. And now I'll talk to you, straight to you, Waterman. These people are my people. My voice is their voice. And I will not agree to my children going to shed blood. We are the descendants of King Tawhiao, who told us to bury our patus in the earth. Though your words be strong, you will not move me. Our young men will not go. This is my wish, and the wish of Tawhiao. Your fight is not the fight of the king, Itanga. You can fight your own fight until the end.
Tami Tahi. Are you Tame Tahi?
Aye.
Te Puea's people did not resist, but nor did they cooperate. And incorrect names only added to the confusion.
Wanakeri Herangi.
Aye. Aye.
Hera Mokana.
Aye. Aye.
Simi Pareti.
Aye.
Go back to your mother. What is this? Old men? Children?
It is your list, Sergeant, not mine.
Hear me, Takari. Oh, no, you don't. I know him. There's your man, Constable.
Kati.
We remove Kimura. You! What's your name? Is your name on this list?
He's only a boy.
He can't read.
Well, perhaps you can fight. Constable.
Ever been to Auckland? No? Now's your chance.
Stop! Return to your government. Tell them what I have said. I am not afraid of the law or anything else. There is only one law for me. The law of the God of my ancestors. I will not allow any violence or blood to flow through my fingers. You have taken my children, as you have taken our land. But they will not fight for your King George. Aire koutou. Go your way in peace.
Of the 27 Waikato arrested, only 16 were found eligible. They were taken to Auckland, then to the army training camp at Narrowneck, where they were imprisoned.
You are supposed to be a woman of mana.
And you are supposed to represent my people, Maui Pomare. Why else were you sent to Parliament?
That a woman of your standing could send telegrams like these?
Our young men are herded. Herded. First to Auckland, then to Narrowneck. They are objects of constable humour. Your constables, your government. Because there is no doubt you are one of them.
Come here, Puea.
Oh, you can smile at my people being imprisoned like slaves, can you?
We're at war with Germany.
We are at war with no one. You are all words, Pomare. Pākehā words, Pākehā thinking. You have made Waikato the plaything of the Pākehā. And you, the Member of Parliament, ha! You are a puppet. You said your gift to Waikato would be to fight for our land.
If the Maoris fight for the Pākehā in the war, then we can ask for the land to be returned.
And you think they will do so? No. You are not an evil man, Pomare. You are just a fool. Go back to your Pākehā brothers. Tell them you did your best. Kumut. Haere ro tui te aroha.
In the ma.
For the first 40 hours, only bread and water. Again, they asked us to put on the uniform. Again, we refused. 2 more weeks on bread and water. They asked again. Again, we said no. And they took away our blankets. Then they paraded us before 1,000 soldiers. Do you still refuse to wear the uniform of King George? Yes, we do. 2 years hard labor. Te Puea, 2 years.
At war's end, the Waikato men came home to Mangatawhiri. Te Puea could now devote all her energies to her vision, to build Turangawaewae, a place to stand, the ancestral home. And it was King Tauwhiao who had said it was to be at Ngaruahia. Te Puea married Rawiri Katipa, known as Tumokai, the worker. But to their regret, there were no children. But at Turangawaewae, the individual was unimportant. The community was everything. They did jobs they didn't even know they could do. Te Puea stretched capacities as far as they'd go, and then expected more, and they gave again. She arranged contracts with Pākehā landowners, scrub cutting, road building, anything. Everything went into the community. Everything was shared equally, but it wasn't enough. So they formed their own source of income, a concert party. The loss of so many of her people during the influenza epidemic had made Te Puea determined to build Mahina-rangi, a hospital at Turangawaewae. If the hospital was to be built, more money must be raised, and the concert party was a financial success. It also strengthened links with other tribes. The most beneficial tour was to the Ngāti Porou of the East Coast. Apirana Ngata, their Member of Parliament, became one of Te Puea's staunchest allies. So did Joseph Gordon Coates, and he was Prime Minister of New Zealand.
Well, Te Puea, you can tell your children that I shall build your house at Ngaruahia.
Mr. Prime Minister, that is wonderful news.
Yes, I'm going to ensure that government not only gives money for its construction, but supports the hospital once it's built.
My people will thank you forever. Hear him? This is our Prime Minister.
Kiri, I told you my name is Gordon.
Gordon. Mr. Pirimia.
Now, I'm also going to give you 200 acres of land to be farmed by you and your children, and enough money and materials to establish yourselves properly.
I'm trying to find the Māori underneath.
That's only a little of the debt we owe you. I'm going to fulfill all your wishes because of your care of the orphans, the widows, and the destitute.
That was my duty to my people. Nothing more. Oh, I do have one more request, though, Mr. Pirimia. Gordon.
How can I resist? Come on, then, tell me. How much? But remember, I have a cabinet to consider.
We would like you to do us the honour of opening Mahina-rangi for us.
I would count it the greatest honour in my career. And I'd have been very upset if you hadn't asked.
And you, Api, better get yourself fit. All this lolling round in Parliament. I want you to put in the first block of the foundations.
I'll run all the way to Turangawaewae, Puea.
Then you better start right now. We don't waste time up there.
Not when you're around.
And how soon will you be wanting me?
Oh, I should think 6 months.
6 months?
That's the way we do things in the Waikato.
Te Puea was right, and 6 months later, Mahinarangi was ready. Gordon Coates was no longer Prime Minister. The Reform government was turned out of office in November 1928. But Te Puea repeated her invitation to the man who had kept his word.
And although I'm no longer Prime Minister, I will ensure that the promises which I made to Princess Te Puea are kept in full. I will do all in my power to place Maori aims above political controversy. Now the Maori people are upon the road to prosperity and self-dependence.
I thank you on behalf of my people. You will always be our Prime Minister, whether you are in office or not. Without your help, none of this would have been possible.
6,000 Maoris converged from every tribe in New Zealand. Ngata himself brought 1,000 East Coast supporters. It was the greatest and most historic assembly of tribes since the land wars of the 1860s.
And they up in Ngata. You found Waikato dejected. Now they are hopeful. Pull down the barriers erected in other days. From this day on, it is my earnest prayer that we will draw closer together in love, one for another. Let this be our kotahitanga.
Ko te rima tene. I have wandered aimless for 5 years. Now at last a dream is coming true. But some of the dreams did not come true. Mahinarangi did not become a hospital. And although money was given for the confiscations, money could not replace the land. But Te Puea's ideals of cooperative development took root and flourished. In 1938, she was awarded the CBE for her services to the Maori people. Princess Te Puea Herangi died on the 12th of October 1952. 10,000 people paid their last respects. 1,000 floral tributes lay on the marae. The cortege stretched for 2 miles. A light rain was falling as the mourners climbed Mount Taupiri. It became torrential as the coffin was lowered into the grave. There was no tombstone. Tawhiao had said that, in death, the kahui ariki were to be indistinguishable from the humble.